Hello beautiful and welcome back to my channel and welcome to this video that apparently I didn't stir up enough emotions, enough feelings with my it's not the algorithm, it's you. So I decided to come back for a part 2, which is, if we're gonna be truthful, actually a part 3, and I'll talk a little bit more about that. But if you want to see a chatty get ready with me, I am gonna be mixing some old makeup with some new makeup, just trying to do a fun look while I chat a little bit about the YouTube algorithm and some misconceptions about the video that I uploaded a couple of weeks ago. Do stay tuned, and if you want to see more makeup videos like this, if you want to see more chatty videos like this, don't forget to subscribe because I upload quite a lot of videos every week. I don't think that I will be talking that much about like the makeup itself during this video. I'm actually wearing a sweater today because it is a little bit chilly here in Texas, so I am putting on a sweater. Me and my husband are going out in a bit, but I will zoom in as well. But I am just going to be chatting about the things that I want to be chatting about, and if you are interested in the makeup, I will put that in the description box. I will have all the info in the description box, what I'm wearing, my discount code, my affiliate links, my merch shop, my other socials, and my vlog channel. It's all going to be in the description box, so don't forget to check there if there's anything that you are interested in. Okay, let me go wet a sponge, zoom in, and we can chat about this whole algorithm mysterium. So a couple of weeks ago I put up a video that is like, it's not the algorithm, it's you video, which was basically me talking about what can you do if the algorithm is not showing you what you want to be showed as a viewer. I know a lot of people took it as me telling you that you should be clicking on videos that you do not want to see in order to help creators. It has nothing to do with that, and I even said that in the video. Is this my shade? I'll make it my shade. And I was even saying them in the video, let me see if I can actually like quote myself. Don't click on a video you don't want to watch. It is not your job to save a dying channel. It is not your job to save a creator that's making boring content. I didn't make that video so that you would be like, please click on videos from dying channels. Don't do that. Never click on anything that you don't want to watch. That is not the point at all. And if you, like me, are being suggested videos by the algorithm that you actually love, like my front page on YouTube is amazing. I am being recommended so many amazing channels and so many amazing videos that I actually want to watch, that I actually want to see, and I'm discovering new and amazing creators every month. This was mainly for you if you feel like the algorithm is not serving you and not giving you the type of content, not necessarily the type of creator, but more like the type of content that you actually want to see. Just giving some suggestions, and I know sometimes I can come off a little blunt because I am a little blunt. I should probably have that as a disclaimer on my channel. I say what I think for good and bad. Mostly for bad. I will say some of the business ventures that I've had during my YouTube, I have been like, let's have a chat so that we can talk, because I know I come off as a bitch in mails. Literally. That's what I've said. I know I'm a little blunt, and I don't mean to be. And the video was also not about creators. The video was about viewers, and for you to be able to form the kind of like content that you want to see. Because I have been in that situation where I look at stuff, especially on Instagram. The Instagram algorithm, I feel like that one is the hardest. Where you're like, why are you suggesting this to me? What have I clicked on to deserve these kind of suggestions? You know? And I especially noticed this with Instagram during the Black Lives Matters protest. That's when I really started with more, you know, I put my investigation glasses on and I really looked at the content that I was following and also the content that Instagram was suggesting me. And I was thinking to myself, where are, because I love following fashion influencers on Instagram. And I was like, where are the Black creators? And I actually had to force feed the algorithm stuff on Instagram to make them suggest more like wonderful Black creators when it comes to fashion. And I found a couple that I really enjoy their style. They're making amazing photos and they're have an amazing style. I will actually link them down below. Maybe you're like me and you're also finding it hard to teach the algorithm on Instagram what you would like to see and teaching it some kind of a diversity, let's be honest. I will link them down below. I found a couple that I just truly think are remarkable when it comes to fashion. I actually got a really good comment from, I think, a fellow creator. I'm not 100% sure, if I'm misspeaking on this, because I actually didn't look. I was just assuming based on, you know, sometimes you see a thumbnail and you see a name and you're like, oh, this is a creator. And he was touching on something that I forgot to touch on in my video. And it was, I do want to add that it's well documented that these algorithm has a biases against POC because of the unintentional bias to the people who created them. It's well-known common issue in machine learning. POC do put things like dark skin, tan skin, etc. in their videos and description, but and search results still often bury them under white creators whose videos have more views on the topic. I'm sorry, it was really small text. I'm sorry if I paraphrased some of it, but you get the gist of it. You saw it here on the screen. And I 100% agree. And I think that this is the distinction that I should have made when I was making the video. This was not about you changing the algorithm. It is about you adding what the algorithm is showing you if you want it. If you don't want it, why would you do it? Don't do anything that you don't want to do. Let that be like for your entire life, let's be honest. And I feel like me telling you to change the algorithm, it's like big brands telling, you know, normal citizens that they should recycle and that's gonna solve any kind of environmental crisis. It just doesn't work like that, and that is not your job. Our job, and I should have mentioned that in the video, although some people do cherry pick a little bit online, let's talk about that as well. Your job is not to fix a broken algorithm. Our job is just to remember that the algorithm is indeed a little bit broken when it comes to certain groups, and that is horrible. And we need to remember to add that to discussion, and I forgot. And for that is a mistake. But that was not what my video was about. And I was not saying anywhere in my video that the algorithm is perfect. I even said, let me quote myself again. Well, this isn't even a quote because I just put down bullet points. Hard to quote myself with bullet points. But I was saying that this is how the algorithm works, but there are some exceptions and some get special treatment. And I mean, I think we all know that some bigger creators, their content gets pushed no matter what. And like, YouTube has their darlings. I think we're all aware of this. I am most certainly aware of that. But when it comes to you and what kind of content you want to see, this was more like if you want to see content with older palettes, you kind of have to teach the algorithm that by watching videos on older palettes. Or if you want to see panning content, or if you want to see documentaries, I think that sometimes we forget that the algorithm isn't just going to read your thoughts. You're gonna have to teach the algorithm to show you the kind of things that you want the algorithm to show you. That was what my video was about. Not you saving a dying channel, and not me saying that there are no problems with the algorithm. It most definitely is. But YouTube is not, and I think every creator is painfully aware of this, YouTube is not for the creators, it's for the viewers. So the algorithm is made for the viewers, not for the creators. I myself also feel like it's super, super important to not speak over people. And I don't necessarily think that me as a white cis female is the best person to be super loud about things that, like, let's be honest, kind of benefit me. I can amplify others' voices, which I hope that I am good in doing. But I am always very grateful when you respectfully point out how I can do stuff better. So thank you so much for that comment. It really helped me to realize that I needed to do an update so that you didn't think that I glossed over that and didn't like recognize that that is a thing. But I just want you to know that that was not what my video is about. And then of course there are people that are less respectful about telling you stuff, but that's the internet for you. Some people really dislike some creators, and they will make it their mission to cherry pick from your comments or cherry pick from the things that you say so that it benefits the truth that they want to have about you. Because some people really make it their mission to find stuff that shows that you are a bad person, which is the internet for you. I don't necessarily mind that much. I think the thing that I mind the most is when people read like a really outrageous rumor about someone online, and instead of saying, that sounds a little bit outrageous, could you show me proof or any kind of receipts for this being true? Instead, some people will go like, oh my god, I had no idea, I'm gonna unsubscribe. Just be a little bit critical sometimes online. We all say sometimes stuff that when taken out of context make us sound like kind of a nasty people. But I would rather be a little bit naive than cynical and just think that most people are not super bad people. That brow is hideous. This brow is doing fine. This brow is going to Harvard. This brow is dropping out of community college. And sometimes the algorithm doesn't really get it right with like similar content either. Maybe you clicked on something about an amusement park because you're visiting this has happened to me so many times. I will click on a travel vlog because I know I'm going somewhere and I'm like, oh, I really, really want to travel to this city. So I'm watching a couple of travel vlogs because I'm like, I want to see what people say when they're going to this place. And the algorithm will keep recommending me travel vlogs to other locations because they didn't really understand why I clicked on these videos. It's not that I am interested in travel vlogs as a whole, like the whole genre. It's just that I was interested in this specific place. And those kind of mistakes the algorithm will do often. Just missing the mark on like why you clicked on a video. It wasn't because it was a travel vlog. It was because it was a travel vlog to a specific place. And it's the same with gaming. Sometimes they will not understand why I clicked on a gaming video. It is not because I am interested in gaming as a whole. I was interested in this specific game. Please stop recommending Minecraft and Fortnite to me. I don't want to watch it. Or Among Us. Please don't. I'm not interested in this game. So sometimes the algorithm will make a guess and they just guess wrong, based on them thinking that you clicked on it because you're like interested in this subject as a whole. Or sometimes maybe you will click on something about how to embalm because you're interested in like ancient Egypt, and all of a sudden you're getting all of these contents about taking care of corpses and you're like, this is not why I clicked on this, please. You know, it's the I see dead people and we don't want to. So I haven't been using any new products up until now, but I do have this one here. I have the Colourpop and Mariale collection, so I thought I'd be using one of these blushes. This is the one in red. We kind of have to use the red. I've been into red blushes lately. This one is called Just Plain. This one is actually gaming inspired. I've actually tried to Google. Ooh, that is so red. That is like a cartoon tomato. That is what this one is. But I was trying to Google like what games does Mariale play and I couldn't find anything. So if you know, please let me know because I am intrigued. Oh my god, I feel like I'm about to regret this. This is a super shock. This is a super shock. So it is a putty like cream to powder. I tried to go in as little as possible and am I succeeding? I'm not 100% sure. I feel like this is one of those that escalated quickly blushes and I just feel like I need an intervention. Another thing that people were saying was that sometimes you don't understand why the algorithm is showing you this and that. And that's something that I forgot to mention in my last video. The algorithm doesn't see you as an individual. The algorithm will see you. What kind of highlighter do I use? Should I have brought something out? Oh, wait, let me use this one because I love it so much. The REM one. I love this so much that when REM had a Black Friday sale, which they're having right now, I actually bought another shade. That's how much I love this highlighter. I think it's super beautiful because the highlighter was 30% off. Oh. The algorithm will see you as a group of people. They will basically put you together with people that they think are like you. And this could be based on the people that you are subscribed to, where you live in the world. I'm not 100% sure. I've heard of a couple things that they will put you together, but it's not as... YouTube is very open about how the algorithm works when it comes to the guessing game. They will guess what thing you want to click on, and if you click on it, they will recommend more stuff like that. But also, if you're in a group with people and everyone in your group is clicking on anti-wax things, which are no longer allowed on the platform, but you get it. They're clicking on those videos, and since you're in this group with what YouTube is assuming is like-minded people, you might be suggested this kind of content too, because it's like, but all your other peers were clicking this, why do you not want to click this? And this is how you sometimes can be recommended stuff that you're like, where did this come from? It is because the people in your group are clicking on this content or clicking on similar content, so YouTube is just assuming that you might be interested in it as well. And sometimes it might be something totally out of the left field. Like I get sometimes really obscure like content that is very, you know, the kind of a clickbaity prank kind of a stuff, and it's like, who clicked on this? Who clicked on this so I have to watch this? Well, I don't have to watch it, of course, because I just click I'm not interested on the front page for YouTube. But yeah, that's why sometimes things can come that's like totally weird. And the more people, if YouTube is showing a thumbnail to 10 people and all 10 people click on that thumbnail, YouTube is going to be like, wow, this is a popular video. So they'll show it to 100 people and then show it to 10,000 people and then show it to 1 million people. And if it's continues to just snowball and get more and more views, they might show it to you as well, even though it's something that you have never clicked on before. But the algorithm is having such luck with this video. They're having such luck with this video that they're thinking, everybody that sees this thumbnail seems to click on it, so I'll suggest it to you too, even though you have no interest in hunting. Maybe you will, because everybody else seems to. This collection came with 3 different lipsticks. Let me see if I can show you. They look like this. And they're all nice, but I think what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna use the lip gloss. This is the So Glassy lip gloss in Player One. I think I'm gonna do that instead of the lipsticks for once, because I have been doing bullet lipsticks and liquid lipsticks for some weeks now, and I kind of want to change it up a little bit. Also, there's a lawnmower outside, so I don't know. I don't know what to do about that. Ooh. That is more visible glitter in the gloss than I thought it was gonna be, and I kind of enjoy it. Let me get some eye primer on, and then we could just chat a little bit more about the creators and the algorithm, not so much about the viewers and the algorithm. So this is what the palette looks like. The Colourpop and Mariale, I think it's called Control Alt Glam. It's actually a really cute front, and I like this color story a lot. I know that there's a lot of people out there that would look at this and be like, that's not a gaming inspired palette, and that is perfectly fine. Maybe we don't play the same games. And with that being said, I actually used to be one of those people that was actually kind of gatekeeping gaming and being like, this is what gaming is and this is what gaming is not. And I don't want to be that person. I don't want to be the person that's just telling others what gaming is and what gaming isn't. If you are playing games, then you are a gamer. I will say though, I do dislike the term gamer girl, because I feel like that one is just not, I think there is one here that it's called that or something. One of the, something was called that. I don't remember what. I feel like I saw something that was called that. Yeah, gamer girl and lipstick. I don't like that term. Wow, I am sparkly. Because I feel like that term is just adding a layer to gamers that didn't need to be added. We're all gamers. And I say that as someone who used to refer to myself as a gamer girl, but I was also very much a not like other girls when I was younger in my early and mid 20s. So I say this with knowing exactly what people mean when they say it, and I really just wish that it would stop. So when it comes to the algorithm and creators, I see a lot of creators, and I have made a video about that. I will actually leave that video down below as well if you want to see a it's not the algorithm, it's you, regarding more creators instead of viewers. Because I will say that I do cringe sometimes when creators are like, the algorithm is not pushing me out, nobody gets to see my videos, and not taking at least a little bit of accountability that like it might be you, it might be that your content is not like, I don't know, what people want to see right now. Like, people need to remember that YouTube and social media as a whole is such an ever-changing climate. Like, it's the, what was that show called? One day you're in, one day you're out. What was that? The design show, you know, with the Heidi Klum, you know what I'm talking about. You never know when people are tired of the kind of content that you do, and you need to be on top of things to create and evolve with people's taste. Because it's not about you. And like I said before, the viewers, they're not here to save a dying channel. If you are not making, why can't I find anything that I want here? If you are not making the kind of content that they want to watch, why should they watch you? Like, I think it's very important as a viewer to stop watching channels that you do not enjoy. Life is short. Don't spend it doing things that doesn't bring you joy unless you have to. You know, we all have to go to work and like stuff like that. But you get what I'm saying. YouTube is here to be entertainment for you, or here to help you, like teach you something. And if you feel like a channel is doing neither, it's not your job to keep them afloat. They need to be changing with their audience and changing with the platform, because I feel like sometimes I see creators that are like, this is the kind of videos that I've been doing for years. How come they're not doing good all of a sudden? It has to be the algorithm. Maybe it's the audience. Maybe the audience doesn't want to see that kind of content anymore. And why are you force feeding your audience content that they're clearly not interested in anymore? I think that we have to be a little bit honest with ourselves and be like, I need to change. And I've had this discussion because I was in that position where I was like, why are my views so low? Because I'm saying this as someone that right now, I'm pretty pleased with my views. My channel is definitely not doing bad. It's doing pretty good. You are supposed, like the golden rule of views is that you're supposed to get 10% of your subscriber count in views within the first 24 hours. I will say I have changed this a little bit myself for beauty, because beauty is not as popular as it used to be. So I have changed it to 48 hours because I feel like that's more fair, because beauty is just not as poppin' as it used to be. And of course 10% of my viewer count is about 12,000. So 12,000 views within the first 48 hours. If I get that, I'm pleased. If I get just below that, I'm still happy. If I get above that, I'm really pleased. And most of the time, I know exactly what videos are gonna do good and what videos are not gonna do that good. I am rarely now surprised when something is really tanking, or surprised when something is doing really good. I usually know approximately what kind of views to expect. And I feel like sometimes we need to be a little bit more honest with ourselves and a little bit more critical towards ourselves, and be like, if you have uploaded this kind of a content for years and years and years, and your views have slowly but surely dwindled, it is not very probable that the 124th one that you're uploading is all of a sudden gonna boom and get 100,000 views. It is not very probable, but sometimes people just try again and again and again to make something happen that just clearly is not happening. Stop trying to make fetch happen. It's not gonna happen. I'm gonna try this duochrome that's called Upload. I will say this is not the easiest color pop I've ever worked with in my life. I know that purple sometimes can be a bit tricky, but I also know that ColourPop can make really amazing berries. So I'm not saying that this is a bad palette, but I don't think that this is their absolute best formula. I like this color though, because it's more of a topper with a duochrome sheen, and that looks really pretty. Okay, I'm really liking that one. I mean, remember also sometimes when you use makeup, it could be user error. Like, I'm not a professional. I'm just a happy amateur doing my makeup. One thing that I have learned while being on YouTube when it comes to this, I'm spraying past the brush. I'm a noob, speaking of gaming, is that this whole YouTube isn't pushing out my content can be so easily checked in your own statistics, in your own analytics, I should say, if you're a creator. And I didn't know about this from before, and it's so easy to see which content is being pushed out versus which content is not. And then you can yourself see how many times have YouTube shown my thumbnails to an audience. And I'm gonna read you what it's called. This is called impressions. If you look at your statistics, well, your analytics, you will see that YouTube will give you a number that's called impressions. That is the amount of times that YouTube has showed your content to viewers. My amount is 8 million per month. I need to say it louder for people in the back. 8 million. So YouTube has clearly done their part. They have shown my thumbnail 8 million different times to viewers. Why do I not have 8 million views? Because when people were shown my thumbnail, they choose to not click on it. That's me. That is my fault. I have about 6, I would say 5, 6, and in a good month 700,000 views. That is amazing. I'm so happy with that. But why isn't it 8 million? It's because people were shown my thumbnail and actively chose to not click on it. That's my fault. That's not the algorithm. I want to add a little bit, because I have been using this one and this one and this one. These 3 shades here. I want to add a little bit of Circuit just in my outer corner. Let's see if that works. And I think I'm going to be using this one. It is called Pixel, and it is a pastel pink with some, seems like silvery sparkles in it. And I think I'm going to use that in my inner corners and a little bit on my lower lash line. We'll see how that works out. I think that a lot of creators are not fully understanding what brings views and what brings people to click on your videos. I'm so sorry about if you can hear the work outside. I can hear it so clearly. I feel like I'm talking over it, but I don't know if the microphone is picking it up. If not, we can all be happy about that. That is actually working really, really good. Like really good. And now I'm thinking that that little patchiness that I had might have been like user error, because now the finished product is looking so beautiful. Look at that. That's so nice. The most important thing as a creator is to remember 2 things if you want to grow. And I feel like we're also getting stuck in this, oh, you always have to grow. YouTube is so like, you need to grow, and everything you do need to be better than what you've done before. It is okay to be happy where you are. I'm really happy where I'm at right now. If I never grow anything ever again, I am so happy with that. But it all comes down to, of course, if you can continue to have the same views, because it's not about subscribers. You don't get paid because of your subscribers. You're able to pay your rent because of your views. Sir, I'm gonna fix this pixel, and I'm gonna take just a little bit of a break so that they can finish with the lawn. Oh, that is perfection. The lawn mowing is not. I'm feeling like this look is just incredibly beautiful. I'm so happy with how this is looking. So happy with how this is looking. This collection also came with some stickers, and it came with some, here, some liquid liners. So I think I'm gonna use the liquid liner that's a blue. There's a pink too. I might do some, here's the thing. I'm gonna be a little bit creative. Famous last words. And I am gonna put some of these on, and we are gonna see how this turns out. It might be disaster. Like honestly, it might be disaster. I have no idea. Pray for me. When it comes to creators and when it comes to like why do people not click on your videos, it could be something as easy as you're not making the kind of content that people want to see. I mean, this is fairly easy to see. I think anyone could take that guess. It's like, oh really? Wow, you're such an Einstein. Like, I get it. I'm being super obvious with that guess. But also I think that one thing that people are forgetting is that it doesn't matter how good your content is if your thumbnails absolutely suck. How are people gonna know, oh my god, this is a disaster. How are people gonna know that you have great content if your thumbnails, this is such a mess. Ah, send help. Why am I using this one? I have one. Specifically for gems. Why am I using this one? I have this from Half Magic Beauty. I'm a dum-dum. Your thumbnails is your advertisement. That is what people see. That is why people click on your videos, is because of how your thumbnails are looking. And if your thumbnails look like crap, people are gonna think that your content is crap. I lost the gem. Gem overboard!
Oh, I found it.
And I think some creator might need to be a little bit more critically honest with themselves and with their content. If you were presented with a thumbnail like this from a creator that you have never watched in your life, would you click it? Would you? Like honestly, would you? Because I feel like a lot of people, if you're gonna be totally honest, probably wouldn't. Hello? And also your titles. Are your titles enticing? Is it making your video seem like something that would actually be fun to watch? Because again, your titles and your thumbnails, that's your advertisement. How are you going to get people to click on your videos and to go in to view your videos if you're advertising your videos as mundane? If you're advertising your videos as something kind of a boring thing? Because look at your impressions. And I'm talking to myself as well. Because like I said myself, I have 8 million impressions. And out of those 8 million, a couple of 100,000 decided that, yes, we want to click her videos. All the other people, they saw my thumbnails and they were like, no, absolutely not. What does that say about my thumbnails? Why does this look like something a toddler would make? Don't agree with me. Don't judge me based on this. It is what it is. Anyways, I hope this video made sense. Probably not. I'm gonna put on some bright lashes. I think I need to buy some new ones of these because they are so well used. These are the vivid ones. Really beautiful, but very well used. I think they're about to be too well used. So I probably should get some new ones because I've really been enjoying these. But yeah, let me know what you think down below. I would love to hear your thoughts. I hope I cleared out some things. And again, it is not up to us to change the algorithm, especially not since we know that the algorithm will favor stuff that is a little bit more according to what's the norm. And I think that that is of course incredibly unfair, and I really hope that they're able to do something about that in a way that's more respectful towards everyone, because yeah, YouTube does have a way sometimes of favoring creators that's making them money, and I get it. After all, it is a business, but they keep saying that the algorithm is for the viewers, and the way that it is constructed, it's very much for the viewers and not for the creators. But I also wish that they would sometimes see that there could be a monetary value in people that they're not pushing, they're just not giving them a chance. And if your front page, I'm putting some glue on these, if your front page is not reflecting what you would like to see, and I'm not saying people, I'm more saying like subjects or like just genres, you can do something about that. You just have to be a little bit proactive yourself. And sometimes the algorithm learns and sometimes it doesn't. It is a fascinating thing to talk about though. Glue on the second one. And again, and I'm being a little bit more like deliberate with like what I'm saying this time so that nobody is, well, I can't say purposefully not getting what I'm saying, because like if you don't want to hear me out, you're not going to. But I'm just saying that this isn't about you saving a dying channel. If you don't like it, don't click on it. Listen, I don't either. Even if there's a creator that I really love, if they put out a video that I don't want to watch, I'm not going to watch it. Only watch the things that you're interested in. But also keep that in mind. If you are clicking on things where you're like, oh, there's nothing to click on, I'm just going to click on this. Try instead to search then for something that you're like, I would like the algorithm to show me more of this. And if you think of it, write it down and think like, I would love for the algorithm to show me more documentaries. Now that I have seen how many good creators there are on this platform that do not necessarily commentary or drama or tea channels, because I don't want to watch that. But now I've found this other genre of just amazing creators doing these incredible documentaries. Now that I've seen that, now that I've seen the light, I am just so happy to be clicking on more of those videos because I want the algorithm to keep recommending those to me. Okay, let me put on the lashes so that you can see this from afar, so this hopefully becomes a little bit more blurry. I just put all my hair to the side and I kind of like how this is looking. I'm feeling very 1988 in this, in like the best way. Listen, in the best way. Maybe a little bit more blush draping would have like sealed the deal. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please let me know your thoughts down below. Thank you for all the thoughtful and respectful suggestions that I got during the last one of these. I am not a pro and I don't want to come off like I am a pro, but I do have an account manager at YouTube that is helping me with all of these kind of things, and I have learned so much through that, and I just want to share some of, not like share the knowledge, but also like let you know how the platform works. Because I will say, one of the things that I struggled the most with during some things in school is when people were saying, oh, it's just the way it is, you just have to learn this formula in math. And it's like, no, I want to know why. I want to know why, I want to know how it works, I want to peek behind. I want to be the person that looks inside something electronic and try to figure out how does this work? And with that being said, I'm absolutely not very technical, but maybe that's also why I never took an interest into it, because it's like it is too much to know about and I just cannot be scratching the surface. I need to know how. Why is it like this? Why does it work like that? And maybe if you're the same like me, maybe this could be a little bit helpful, but don't take this as like your absolute instruction to YouTube. I'm just here letting you know, if you would like to change what YouTube is suggesting to you, maybe it helps knowing a little bit how the algorithm works. And with that being said, there are of course layers upon layers upon layers and a bunch of things that it's totally out of your control and not up to you to change. For example, it's not up to you to change the faults with the algorithm. All we can do is point at them, and hopefully with time YouTube will fix it themselves, or Instagram. And also it's not up to us to save an uninteresting and boring channel. It's up to them to realize that people are not clicking on their content, not because YouTube is forgetting about them, but because the viewers are just not interested in that kind of content anymore. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I hope you're having an amazing day, and I will see you again tomorrow for a new video. Bye!